On Saturday evening, when the Wagner Group troops were already about to enter Moscow, news of Prigozhin's sudden change of plans circulated the world. The head of the mercenary group was supposed to communicate with Putin, thanks to the intervention of Alexander Lukashenko. Acting on the agreement, the Belarusian president additionally clarified the situation through his own channels and held negotiations with the head of the Wagner Group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, with the approval of the Russian president. The negotiations lasted all day. As a result, the parties agreed that it was unacceptable to unleash a bloodbath on Russian territory. Yevgeny Prigozhin accepted Alexander Lukashenko's proposal to halt the incursion of Wagner Group troops into Russian territory and further measures to escalate tensions. Lukashenko's role in all this is not entirely clear. We analyzed it. I think that many Poles are also surprised when analyzing all these things. However, the most important thing in all this is unity. Unity within the North Atlantic Pact and unity within the European Union. Despite Putin's announcements during the address to punish the rebels, neither the Wagnerians nor Prigozhin will face any consequences. It has been agreed that Wagner's group will return to their camps. Some of them, if they wish, will sign contracts with the Russian Defense Ministry. This applies to units that did not take part in the putsch. As for the rest of the fighters, no one will persecute them. We have always respected their heroic deeds on the front and will always retain that respect. The Kremlin spokesman announced that Yevgeny Prigozhin will go to Belarus. The criminal case against him is to be dropped. Although the situation has been alleviated, nothing will be as it was in Russia anymore. Today, the world saw that the bosses of Russia do not control anything, nothing at all, complete chaos, complete absence of any predictability, and it is happening on Russian territory, which is fully loaded with weapons. The man from the Kremlin is obviously very afraid and probably hiding somewhere, not showing himself. I am sure that he is no longer in Moscow. He calls somewhere and asks for something. He knows what he is afraid of because he himself created this threat. Yesterday, Polish President Andrzej Duda convened an urgent meeting at the Office of National Security. The issues discussed were Poland's security in the face of the situation in Russia. All indications are that this is heading towards de-escalation. There are assurances that the Wagner soldiers did not shed any Russian blood and are returning to camp because they do not want any internal bloodshed, that is, any civil war. We are observing this situation and it is a Russian internal affair. No real coup has occurred. However, Putin is weakened and has shown that he is not in control of the situation. Putin has led his country not only to losing the war, but also to a financial crisis, to an economic crisis, and to the fact that the country is losing its position. So I think the number of people who will want to seek to replace Putin will grow, because these people are certainly interested in seeing the Russian state begin to be more rationally governed. The march on Moscow was the aftermath of Prigozhin's conflict with Russia's defense ministry. Experts point out that the resignation of Shoigu and Gerasimov was supposed to be one of the conditions of the agreement.